Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? I am Ashley and Fox, CEO of Empify. We are tuned into the How to Invest in Real Estate starting with less than $200. Now, before we get started, I want everyone to comment in the chat who we have here. So comment where you're from, comment what you do for a living. I see we have Sharon from Texas. And also comment if this is your first time tuned in, because we had a lot of first timers during the last training we just did. But comment in the chat, let me know where you guys are from if this is your first time tuned in. I'm going to go through some housekeeping items as we get started. Okay, I see Camden, New Jersey. I'm from Philly. I see Pittsburgh. Okay, I love it. All right, now, a couple of housekeeping items. I am not a licensed financial advisor. So you know what that means? I cannot give you investment recommendations. So throughout this training, we're going to cover a ton of different companies. However, I am not telling you to go buy any of these companies. This class is strictly for educational purposes only, okay? You want to make sure you do your research. You consult with your financial advisor to make those decisions for yourself. Now, this class is live. What I want you guys to do is, one, get your notebook and pen out. And if you have a notebook out, comment notebook, because my intention is to make sure we go through these core steps to help you build this portfolio. But every step we go through is going to take your mind to a new level. So please, 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 get your notebooks out. I also want you guys to know, if you are here in this class looking to trade, looking to flip your money, this is not the class you want to be a part of. Unfortunately, I am not a trader. I can't show you how to turn your money into millions of dollars. If you have at least $20, you are able to implement everything I'm going to walk you through during this training. Now, there's a lot of fake accounts that I have on social media. So what I did on the screen, I put my actual social media accounts on the screen. If someone reaches out to you and it looks like me, asking you to send them money, telling you that they have a trading pool, it's not me. Telling you they're doing crypto, it's not me. So please, please, please be on the lookout. I have fake accounts everywhere. I will not invest for you. I will not ask you to send me any money. What I do want you guys to do is invite 2 people you know to this training. So whether you're watching on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are, share this class with 2 people, because we don't talk about this a lot. And I promise you, this is not taught in the school system. But I do want you to know, training is going to last about 90 minutes. So get comfortable, relax. My job is to make sure you walk out of this training knowing how you can get started with less than $200, where you can build that portfolio. Now, who do we have in this class? Comment in the chat which number is applicable to you. How many of you are currently employed, ready to quit your job? Any entrepreneurs here? Anybody here looking to retire? Anybody here a parent? Comment the number that is applicable to you. Let me see. Okay. All right. I'm seeing. Okay. Got people who are currently employed. Anybody just looking to make some extra money? We are in 2026. I'm pretty sure you set the year off with goals to change your life and your money. What are we doing and how are we accomplishing that? How many people are here? Look, I'm just here because I'm just looking to make money. I love it. All right. I love the numbers. Okay. I'm seeing a lot. We got 1, 4, 5, and 6. I love it. Okay, great. Now, have these thoughts crossed your mind? Ashley, how is it possible that I can invest in real estate with less than $200? Do I need a lot of money to invest? How many have been wondering, look, do I need a good credit score, right? I feel behind. Is it too late for me to invest? Can companies really help me build passive income? Anybody wonder, like, look, Ashley, you're teaching a free class. What do you get out of teaching a free class? What steps do I take? How can I get started? What do I do? How many of you have actually seen me talk about REITs on the internet? And this is like one of your first times coming to a REIT class, or if this is your second or third time, comment second or third if you've been to one of my REIT classes before, because I don't teach this class all the time. Typically, it's twice a year. But how many of you just saw me teaching REITs on the internet and look, I want to learn how I can do this, right? Now, this training is important to you because a lot of you may feel like you don't have a lot of money set aside to retire and you're not sure what to do next or where to go to for help. A lot of you may feel like you're behind financially, but you want more. Anybody here deserve more money? Comment, I deserve. You desire more, you want more, but you're not sure what needs to happen to get there. How many of you been taking classes, trying different things, following multiple people, but it's complicated, right? You don't know who to trust. You don't know what you need to do, but you want to change your life financially, right? I love it. Now, I want you guys to imagine if you were actually able to make money from real estate investments you learn how to make today. Imagine if you were able to collect passive income every time you invested in a company, a commercial property, but it didn't require you to start with a bunch of money. Imagine Kelvin, Maurice, Sandra, Kiana, if you could live off your investments, collect passive income, but you don't ever touch a property. Imagine if you chose to take action, Vincent, Raymond, Leonard. We got a lot of guys in this class. I love it. I love it. Imagine if you were able to give your family the life they envisioned, that they dreamt of, giving them the security because you decided to take action. Now, I want you to imagine if you can do that, but you don't have to borrow money from the bank. You don't need thousands to start. You don't need a financial advisor. You don't need a real estate agent. But most importantly, what if you can do that after this class? Now, my name is Ashley Marie Fox, and I saw that we have a lot of first-time people here. But I don't know about you. When it comes to people teaching me about my money, people coaching me sitting here listening to a training, I think it's important that you know who you're talking to. So do I have your permission to take just 5 minutes and walk you through what I get out of teaching this class? Like, why am I even here? Who am I? What am I doing here? Do I have your permission? Comment yes in the chat if I have your permission to take just 5 minutes, not a lot of time, to be able to break this down so you know what I get out of teaching this class. All right, I'm seeing a lot of yeses in the chat. Okay. All right, for those of you who don't know, my name is Ashley Marie Fox. I'm the CEO and founder of a company called Empify. Now, Empify is a word that I created, the merging of the word empower and modify. It's where we are revolutionizing how adults and children learn how to build wealth. No more traditional making mistakes and figure it out on your own. How do we build an infrastructure to help the everyday person, both adults and children, learn how to build wealth from start to finish, no matter where they come from, what they look like, or how much money they do or do not have? We also have an app in the App Store called the Wealth Builders Community app. There's over 7,000 people in our app in 25 different countries. I tell you this because, one, we've helped over 5,000 people buy REITs. So I just want you to know that. Two, if you are not from America, yes, we are able to financially educate you if you do not live in this country. There's over 25, there's over 25 countries represented with members inside of our app. Now, my company, Empify, is extremely important. It's ranked one of the fastest growing companies in the nation. I tell you that because a lot of you may have found me on social media, but there is a nationally ranked company called Empify that is backing me, where we are creating investing education for all communities, breaking generational curses, promoting financial ease, and giving you access to the tools that you need that they didn't give us in the school system. I am blown away that I have created financial programs, courses, guides. I've been in this industry for over 16 years. I am blown away that I used to work on Wall Street, working with millionaires and billionaires, helping rich people stay rich, watching them grow their wealth, protect it, and preserve it. I am blown away that the members in our app have invested over $16 million. And 86% of the people inside of our app are brand new to investing. You see, this right here is what the internet knows about me. Let me tell you what most people don't know. I am from Philadelphia, a beautiful Alpha Kappa Alpha woman, and a graduate of the best HBCU in the world, Howard University. Now, I am the first person in my immediate family to graduate from college, and I never wanted to run a business. I wanted to be a profound Black woman working on Wall Street, ladies and gentlemen. And that's exactly what I did. Graduated Howard with honors, landed my dream job working for one of the biggest banks in the world, working with clients that had at least $25 million. Every day I'm in the bank accounts and I'm sitting here wondering, why is it that the working professional, the parent, is working every single day to take care of their family, but they weren't given the tools and resources they need to be debt free? Why is it that the person over 50 years old working didn't get access to the information that they needed to make sure that they could retire with ease? Why is it that the everyday person didn't get access to the information and resources that they needed to make sure that their money could work for them versus always having to work for their money? And I'm seeing this every day, and I'm helping rich people do all of this not realizing that the everyday person who didn't get the opportunity to sit on the 27th floor where I did working at JP Morgan Chase, they didn't get this information. And so on July 12, 2013, this is a picture of me. I left my Wall Street job because for something we use every single day of our life, Miss Tracy Cruz, why is it that we're not taught how to buy a stock? We're not taught in the school system. We're not talking about it at the dinner table. We use money every single day, yet we don't know what to do with it. Nobody was taught. There's fear. And the rich continue to get rich. And I realized that I wanted to be the person to translate the Wall Street knowledge and bring it to the everyday person, just like you, Miss Tawana Hudson, just like you, Sandra, just like you, Eunice. Now, I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew that I wanted to financially empower the 99% of the world that Wall Street often overlooked. And that's exactly what I did. Now, I left Wall Street living in New York City, ladies and gentlemen. But let me tell you this. I remember February 2014, walking down the street in New York City, in Harlem, snow on the ground, ice in the street, the guy standing at the bodega, walking to my apartment on Lenox Avenue. I go to my apartment door and turn the doorknob. I walk in and I immediately fell to the floor. How could this happen to me? How is this even possible? I looked on the floor and I saw neon pink and neon green eviction notices. How could a woman making six figures on Wall Street now can't afford to pay her rent? How is it that a woman who wanted to financially empower the world has $80,000 in debt, no place to live, this 2008 Hyundai Elantra on the screen? This is all that I had. I felt unworthy. I was embarrassed. I felt like I wasn't good enough. Like, how is this even possible? I took this 2008 Hyundai Elantra and I drove to my parents' house in Philadelphia. And I slept on their couch, the home I grew up in. One day turned into 1 week. 1 week turned into 6 months. 6 months turned into 1 year. 1 year turned into 2 years of me sleeping on the couch, refusing to go back into the room I grew up in as a little girl. There was no way that I was going to go back. But I had no plan. I had no guidance. I felt lost. Nobody believed in me. And what most people don't know is the reason I'm in front of you today is because I had to sell my stocks to be here. I had $30,000 set aside. And I had to sell all of my stocks to start my company, Empify. And I tell you this because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to tell you that your investments are going to make you rich. But I am here to tell you that it can help you start your journey to financial freedom. It can help you start your business the same way it helped mine. I had to sell everything to be here in front of you today. And I realized that we all deserve to be the wealthy client. I'm talking to Miss Stacy. I'm talking to Siobhan. I'm talking to Claudia. But I also realize this, that spending money and looking good has nothing to do with creating passive income. Nothing to do with creating passive income. Some of you right now have good jobs, but you don't have passive income. Some of you have good jobs, making good money, taking care of your family, but you don't know where your money goes. You see, we have job descriptions, but we don't give our money a job description. Now, fast forward to today. I traveled the world teaching the everyday person how to invest. I moved out my parents' couch. I now live in Atlanta, Georgia. This is me in Bermuda teaching this exact same class in another country. That exact same story that I told you literally was featured in Inc. magazine last summer. Losing it all helped this entrepreneur build a financial wellness brand. The topic that we're about to lock in and learn. This is me in front of millions of people. Look at the bottom of that screen. Another way to invest in real estate. Breaking down the benefits of REITs. This is me in front of millions of people on Yahoo Finance TV. The woman in front of you today has lost everything to be here in front of you. The woman in front of you today has gone on ABC teaching 10-year-olds how to buy a stock. You see, if I wanted to make a lot of money, I would have stayed on Wall Street. And if somebody would have told me that I would have had to go through what I went through to be in front of you today, I would have never left my job. But it's one thing to do what you think you're supposed to do, and it's another thing to do what you've been called to do. And so what I want you to understand is that I need you to research Ashley and Fox. I need you to research Empify. Look up that Afrotech article, the Inc. magazine feature, the Forbes feature, Yahoo Finance. Because ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, you are going to walk out of this training understanding how no matter how much money you do or do not have, no matter the color of your skin, no matter what you are going through right now, how to build a real estate investment trust portfolio. You see, because the balance in your bank account is a reflection of your thought process. You need to grow it. Can anybody sit? I'm talking to the person right now that says, I'm ready to choose me. Comment, I choose me. You've been given everything to everyone, but you said in 2026, you wanted to evolve. You said in 2026, you wanted to change your finances. You said it. But your bank account grows, ladies and gentlemen, when you grow, okay? Now, are we ready to lock in? You see, I want to walk you through and talk to you about Shayna. You see, because I'm all about evidence. I want to talk to you about a woman that said, I choose me. A woman that said yes to her dreams no matter what. You see, Shayna said she came to a lot of my classes. So today, she decided to take an extra step. This is literally at the end of last year. She came to our summit. She's a member in our app. And she said that I needed to change my mindset instead of just saving my money to make your money work for you. All I ask is that you walk through this training and just change your mindset. How about we unlearn what the school system has taught us? We unlearn what the system has put in our mind. Now, when it comes to me and investing, this is important to know. I'm going to bring this back up. I bought my first REIT because I didn't have money to buy a house. I learned about REITs working with wealthy people. You know, in 2011, I'm in their bank accounts, right? I'm seeing everything that they're doing with their money, watching them. And their children, the trust fund babies, were getting like $60,000, $70,000 a year. And I'm like, how are their kids making all of this money? And that's when I learned what a REIT was. That's when I learned, because listen, I tried to get a real estate license. I tried to wholesale. I tried everything and it didn't work. I lived in New York and I didn't want to borrow. I was like, had thousands of dollars in debt. But I wanted to get into real estate. Anybody ever felt like that? Look, I want to get into real estate, but you don't have the credit. You don't have the time. You don't have the money and you just don't know what to do. Now, my goal with my investment portfolio, especially the ones that pay me passive income, is to get $10,000 a month. Everybody comment $10,000 a month in the chat. That's all. Now I make money a bunch of ways, but my core focus is that my dividend portfolio, that income I'm going to make, I get that with my investments. And guess what? I'm almost there. I need you to own the fact you deserve $10,000 a month. But I'm going to tell you now, you're not getting rich quick with REITs. So don't come in thinking you're about to just make all this money. That's not how it works. We're going to build that blueprint together. Now, I want to make sure you understand how this training is about to go. Okay? Because we've had over 250,000 people watch this class. I've been teaching this for about 4 or 5 years. And inside of our app, we've graduated over 5,000 people in the Read Accelerator. But I want to talk to you about money right now. Can I talk to you about money? How many of you have ever heard of these companies on the screen? Matter of fact, how many of you have ever given any of these companies your money? Comment in the chat right now. Comment me in the chat if you've given any of these companies your money. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered who they pay rent to? Have you ever wondered Target? When you go to a Target, who owns a shopping center? Because Target doesn't always own a shopping center. They actually don't even own a lot of them. They pay rent. You ever wonder when you buy things from Amazon, where do they store the products you buy? They put it in a warehouse, right? Who owns the warehouse? Amazon doesn't own all their warehouses. Six Flags, when you go out and you have fun and you're on a ride, Six Flags pays rent for that land that you're on. Each of these companies on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, pay rent to a REIT, real estate investment trust. And I show you this to tell you that every single day, we are utilizing REITs. You just don't know it. Every single day, someone's making money off of a REIT. And if the company is owned by a REIT, that means you can collect passive income. It's that simple. Now, how many of you have ever been to a Simon Mall? I literally just came from Lenox Mall today in Atlanta. Lenox is owned by Simon. Simon is the #1 mall operator in America. I'm from Philadelphia, King of Prussia Mall, the Galleria in Houston. Simon is the #1 mall. Now in 2020, when the market crashed, and I was on the internet teaching REITs, this is the first time I started talking about REITs on the internet. Simon dropped to $50. The price of it just crashed. The market crashed during COVID. And I got excited. Nobody was going in the malls, but I knew that Simon owned all this real estate. We're talking about billions of dollars of real estate right now. And literally, the price dropped to $50. And I bought it. Today, that price is now over $200. $200. We're talking about over a 200% return on investment. How many of you have ever been to a Simon Mall? Comment me in the chat. And if you haven't, chances are you've been to a big mall, ladies and gentlemen. You have been to a Simon Mall. You've been to a Simon Mall. This is the power of REITs. You can own this REIT and collect passive income every 90 days. Now, I want to be honest with you about how this training is about to go. Comment, be honest in the chat. Comment, be honest in the chat. We are going to talk about a topic that a lot of people don't talk about or know. REITs, real estate investment trusts. Nobody really talks about it. Why? Here's why. I'm going to tell you why. Because most people who buy REITs have been institutions. That has since changed over the past few years. Now, I'm all about showing you evidence, right? Because I'm good at what I do. I've been doing this for a long time. I make thousands of dollars as a REIT investor. However, I'm going to show you real people who are implementing everything I'm teaching you during this training. I'm all about showing you ordinary people doing extraordinary things. By the end of this class, you will know how to invest in REITs. You will know how they're going to pay you passive income. You will know how to start by the end of this training. Now, I want you to hold me accountable. Comment, I'm staying, if you plan on staying until the end. Now, I am going to give you everything I've got during our time together. I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm not. I'm going to make sure you get everything you need so that by the end of this class, you are going to be able to take action. You're going to be able to buy a REIT. You'll understand how it works, and you'll know how you can make passive income. Now, how dare I open your mind up to something so powerful, to something so dynamic. and leave you to do it by yourself. So I will invite you to take a longer journey with me if you choose. I will invite you to because see, building wealth is not something you do in 60 minutes. It's a part of who you are. It's a shift in how you operate. So I will invite you to take a longer journey with me if you choose. Now, is everyone crystal clear on how this class is about to go? Comment clear in the chat. I want to make sure, because I want to be honest and transparent. As long as you stay to the end, I promise you and hold me accountable that you will know how to make passive income with REITs, what they are, how they work, and how you can get started. Are we ready to lock in? Comment, let's go in the chat. I'm going to go plug my computer up. Comment, let's go in the chat, and we are going to knock out the first step. All right, we're all ready to lock in and go. Number one, open a brokerage account. That's the first step. You don't need a real estate agent to buy a REIT. You don't need a bank. You don't need anything. You need a simple brokerage account. Okay? Now, this is important to know. It takes 5 minutes to open a brokerage account. 5 minutes to open a brokerage account. This is the account that connects the buyer of a REIT to the seller of a REIT. You don't need a credit score. You don't need a bank. You don't need any money to even open the account. You don't. However, when you use this account to buy a REIT, this is important to know, you have access to your money. You can buy a REIT when you want to, and you can sell a REIT when you want to. Okay? This is important to know. Your money is not locked away. A real estate investment trust is not a fund. It is a marketable security that you can buy, that you can sell. You can buy a REIT today and sell it tomorrow. Okay? Now, these are the accounts that I see the members in our app. The people who have taken our REIT Accelerator, have graduated our REIT Accelerator. These are the companies that they use. Charles Schwab, Fidelity, E-Trade, and Vanguard. Okay? Now, these companies are companies I use where I put my money. So, now, if you have a company that is not on this screen, it doesn't mean that you can't buy REITs, and it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that I come from a Wall Street background. These are the accounts that I see, that I saw our wealthy clients using. Now, if in fact you don't live in America, these are the companies I want you to use when you open your brokerage account. Interactive Brokers, DeGiro, and Passfolio. Okay? I don't care if you live in Africa, the Caribbean, Canada, like it doesn't matter. Any continent on this planet, Interactive Brokers is your first go-to. Your first go-to. DeGiro and Passfolio are great as well. We have people from Australia buying REITs and making passive income. I'm going to show you a woman from another country who's investing. Okay? Now, when you open a brokerage account, comment clear in the chat. This is the account that you use to buy a REIT. Now, here's what you need to open the account. Just your social and your date of birth. You're going to connect your account to your bank account. So you're going to need your bank account number and routing and account number. Your address. You don't need any money to open an account. And make sure you add your beneficiaries. It takes less than 5 minutes to open a brokerage account. So if you have never opened a brokerage account, this is the account you need to open right now. If you don't do anything after this class, do that. You can do it right now. Because you cannot buy a REIT calling a real estate agent. You cannot walk to the bank. You can simply go online and open an individual brokerage account. Now, if you have a child in your life, Now, I have a niece who's 8 years old, She makes about almost $9,000 in income just from her REITs. I use Charles Schwab for her. Charles Schwab. Now, I love Charles Schwab because they have a phenomenal passive income manager. Like, I'm a visual person, so it shows you the chart. It shows you everything. I'm in charge of the account because I'm the custodian. She is the minor. If you have a minor in your life, you can open an account for a minor and invest on their behalf. By the time they turn 18 years old, you now have access. They now have access to the money, and it's their money. I like Charles Schwab also because they got 24/7 customer service. I was talking to Charles Schwab at 2:00 in the morning one day, literally 2:00 in the morning. So if you have a child, yes, you can buy them a REIT. Let's first get your account open, but that same account that you use, you can open an UGMA or UPMA account for a minor, okay? Takes less than 5 minutes. Number 2, now wait, let me take a step back. Is everyone clear? Comment yes in the chat. Comment yes in the chat. Is everyone clear on exactly what you need to do to buy a REIT? What account you need? There's no credit score, there's no bank, there's no aid, there's no nothing. Okay? Now, number 2. All right, here we go. Number 2. Now, the best way to get into real estate is to have a trusted partner that knows what you don't know. So let me ask you, everyone, a question. If in fact you were wanting to get into real estate, you want to make money, right? And you knew someone who had a great reputation, who's been in real estate for years. They have a great reputation. They pay their investors. They manage all the properties. They do all the work. And they handle the tenants, the property, they do everything, right? Would you invest in this trusted partner? Let me repeat that. They have a great reputation. They do all the work. They manage the properties. They fix everything. They talk to the tenants. They have a great reputation. They pay their investors, and they are experts in real estate. How many of you, and if you say yes in the chat, I want you to tell me why you would invest in this trusted partner. If you were to invest in it with this trust, tell me why, right? Because let me tell you, here's what I would do. I would invest with this trusted partner because I'm not an expert in real estate. I need somebody who is, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm seeing their experience, their knowledge. Yes, I love it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, your trusted partner is a REIT. A REIT is a real estate investment trust. Where? Pay attention. By the way, every step we go through is going to take your mind to a new level. So pay close attention. I'm going to go slow, but I'm not spoon feeding you. I'm giving you everything during our time together. A REIT, R-E-I-T. Everybody comment REIT in the chat right now. R-E-I-T is a real estate investment trust where you, the everyday person, can own stock in a real estate company that owns, operates, and manages commercial real estate. That's it. Own, operate, and manage commercial real estate. Now, you buy a REIT on the stock market like you would buy an individual stock. However, REITs don't move like stocks. You don't trade a REIT and try to buy options with REITs and flip. No. That's not how it works. You buy a REIT. You hold it. It pays you income. Every share you own, you are entitled to passive income. I'm going to walk you through the flow of money in a second. Now, on average, REITs are the highest dividend paying investment on the stock market. Okay? There are some investments that pay income to investors. REITs, on average, pay the highest. Okay? Now, when you get paid, you're going to get paid. It's going to be called a dividend. So when you're going to see in that brokerage account, you're going to see dividends get deposited in your account if you buy a REIT. Dividends are a payment made to investors from the profit of a company. Okay? Now, pay attention to this because I know a lot of people get this confused. I, Ashley Marie Fox, my company Empify, we don't pay you any money. So many people say, when am I going to get my money back? When do I pay? I love, Michelle says, I love seeing dividends. Listen, Michelle, clearly she's getting some income in her portfolio. The REIT is going to determine how much you're going to get paid. The REIT's going to determine when you are going to get paid. And the REIT will determine how often you will get paid. Okay? I don't make the rules. Every REIT is different, and everything I'm teaching you, you can find on the internet. I promise you. You are going to get paid every single month or every quarter. So I'm going to show you a REIT that pays every single month. I'm going to show you another REIT that pays every 90 days. Every REIT is different. Okay? Now, let me walk you through how this came about. Now, while you may not have heard of REITs, let me tell you something. REITs have been around since the 60s. They were created so that the everyday person can get into real estate. The government created REITs. 1961, they had shopping center REITs, retail REITs. Then they came out with apartment REITs, industrial REITs, data center REITs, government REITs. Literally think about every commercial property you could think of, because 1 out of every 3 properties is owned by a REIT. Okay. Now, REITs are not individual homes. They're not. You're not flipping properties. You're not buying a block. You're owning commercial real estate, except you're not doing the work. Your trusted partner, the REIT, does the work. The next slide is going to show you how the flow of money gets from the REIT into your bank account. 2017, we had the same president in office that we have now in 2017. Guess what industry he's in? Real estate. He created tax cuts for people who got real estate REIT income. And then the pandemic hit, right? So I want you to take a second and think about what happened during the pandemic to real estate, right? We were stuck in the house. So can you imagine what happened to the REIT market? Prices dropped. Now, the market crashed. We're stuck in the house. 2021, REIT prices started to bounce back because outside opened up. However, because they printed $2 trillion in stimulus checks, it impacted inflation. We had high interest rates. High interest rates do not do well in the real estate market. REITs are real estate. It's just a way for you to own a piece of it. That's it. So 2023, we had high inflation, high interest rates. And here we are in 2026. 1, REITs and real estate have not bounced back yet, but it's happening. Rates are dropping, and guess what's happening? Dividends are now increasing. So the reason I'm teaching this class, the reason that we have hundreds of people who are inside of our REIT Accelerator just this year is because this is prime time to get into REITs. Dividend income is going up. REITs are paying more. Prices are rising. Would you rather get into a property when the prices are low or when the prices are high? I don't know about you, but I like to get in when everything crashes because everything's on sale. You see, REIT prices have not bounced back from what they were before the pandemic. So this is extremely important, especially if your goal is to get passive income. Comment in the chat, I want passive income. Comment in the chat, I want passive income. Prices are going up and so are dividends. You want to get into the real estate while the prices are still low. They haven't bounced back to the highs yet, but they're getting there. So you have to make a decision. Now let's walk through how the money actually hits your account. Here's how REITs work. Pay close attention. You have your brokerage account, right? You have money in your brokerage account. You transfer it over. I want to buy some REITs. Let's say you buy 20 shares of a REIT. Now remember this, for every share you own of a REIT, you're getting passive income. So now while you have the brokerage account and everything, the REIT over here, they're buying the properties, fixing the properties, finding the tenants to put in their properties. The tenants are now utilizing the commercial real estate and they're paying rent. And the REIT is collecting the rental income, right? You still at work. You living your life. You look, I went to the mall today. I'm working I'm doing everything. Look, But the REIT, oh, that's their full-time job. Their job is to get that real estate, put those tenants in there and manage all those properties. Now, the REIT collects all the rental income. When they collect all the rental income, they pay their bills. After the REIT pays their bills, guess what? There's something called a profit that's left over. This is extremely important. Pay attention. A REIT, by law, must pay you passive income because they have to pay out 90% of their profit to everybody that owns shares of the REIT. So imagine your trusted partner, right? Back when in the beginning, that trusted partner I asked you about, imagine there's a law that says they have to pay you 90% of their profit. They got to give it back to all their investors. You see, the reason they have to do that is because a REIT is not a fund. It's a trust, real estate investment trust. Anytime you hear the word trust, you have to know it represents the word protection. REITs, by law, are protected from corporate taxes. Therefore, because they don't pay corporate taxes, they got to give you all their money. Your job as the investor is to own as many shares of a REIT as possible. Because every share you own, the more income you're going to get. Now, when that REIT declares its dividend, they're going to say, this amount of money is going to be paid out to Tiffany, to Tyra, to Pauline, to Jackie, to Sarah. Based off the number of shares you own will determine how much income you get. That money gets deposited in your brokerage account as cash. You don't do, listen, if you notice that entire walkthrough I just did, you're not even involved. You're only involved. You bought the REIT in the beginning. You collect the income in the end. And it just repeats. You can buy 20 shares today and you will get paid every month or every quarter for every share for the rest of your life. As long as that REIT is still here, as long as those tenants are still paying that rent, you are entitled by law to receive passive income. Now, there's two things you can do with that money. First thing is you can spend it, right? You can get the money deposited in your account, you can spend it. Or two, you can reinvest it back into the REIT, which means you can take the dividend. The dividend will buy you more shares of the REIT. And then the next cycle of dividend payments, guess what? You're going to get paid more money because you owned more shares. You see, I don't take any of my cash flow. I'm not stopping until I get to 10,000. I want to hit a $10,000 a month mark with my REITs. But until I hit 10,000, the thousands that I'm making every month, I'm buying more shares of my REITs because it's going to help you compound faster. Everybody comment faster in the chat. Number 3, is everyone clear? Let me take a second. You know you need a brokerage account to buy the REIT. You know how the flow of REITs work, right? And you know how you're going to get paid. That money's going to get in your account, deposited in your account. Is everyone clear? Again, next, number 3, we're going another level now. I'm going further. Number 3, understand which REITs are best positioned to pay you forever. I don't know about you, but I want forever money, right? I want my REIT to have, I'm going to show you a REIT that owns 15,000 properties, pays dividends every single month, and they've been paying dividends for over 25 years and never missed a payment. It's so wild to me. Now, you want to find the REITs that are best positioned to pay you forever. Take a picture of this slide right here. These are all the different types of REITs that you can own. You can own office REITs. Our Empify office here in Atlanta used to be in a REIT. We used to pay rent to a REIT. Industrial REITs, warehouses, Amazon. Write this down. Stag Industrial, STAG Industrial. Stag is Amazon's landlord. They own a lot of the warehouses all around. Amazon's everywhere, by the way. Stag is Amazon's landlord. So instead of you fixing up a warehouse, building your own warehouse, you can just own Stag. They got tons of warehouses. They do all the work. You buy that REIT inside that brokerage account, you're going to get paid every 90 days. Retail REITs, shopping centers, and malls. Do you know that when you go to like a TJ Maxx or Ulta Beauty or a Kroger, Like your grocery store. This is what I need you guys to do. Look at who owns the building. Look at whose name is on the sign when you enter the parking lot. A property can only be owned by a person, a company, or a REIT. 1 out of every 3 properties is owned by a REIT. There's a REIT called Brixmor, Brixmor. Chipotle, TJ Maxx, Target. They own a bunch of shopping centers all over America. And then you have hotels. Do you know that hotels are in the business of hospitality, not real estate? Apartment buildings, healthcare, hospitals, senior homes. Anybody ever been to or seen riding down the street a Cube Smart or extra space storage or public storage? Storage units are REITs. When people pay for a storage unit, the REIT at Cube Smart, I say Cube Smart. Cube Smart collects all the rental payments, and then they pay their bills, and everyone that owns a share of Cube Smart gets paid income every 90 days. Data centers. Now this is a big one. Data center. Anybody get my text messages? I sent out a text about data center REITs. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, AI is changing the game. Where do you think this data is stored? Infrastructure REITs. Where do you think AI is stored? In data centers. There are so many data center REITs. And there's a REIT that I was just looking at that grew 200%, which is insane, by the way. That's not normal, because it was a data center REIT. You know that billboards are REITs, casinos are REITs. So I challenge you, when you walk outside and look at your city skyline, ask yourself, who owns that building? Let me go look it up. And when you look it up, and if it says real estate investment trust, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You can own it. You can own it. Is everyone picking up what I'm putting down? Comment yes in the chat. Comment yes in the chat. Now, here are some REITs that I know you all know. You don't even know these REITs exist, but I know you know. Anybody ever been to Las Vegas? If you have been to Las Vegas, I want you right now to comment in the chat where you stayed in Las Vegas. Did you know that there are REITs in Las Vegas? There's first of all, there's like literally one major REIT called Vici. Vici owns the Mandalay Bay, the Luxor Hotel, the Venetian Hotel. There's a ton of REITs. There's a ton of casinos that Vici owns. From Caesars to MGM, ladies and gentlemen, it's insane. These casinos are owned by REITs. Now think about it. Comment in the chat. Tell me where I'm seeing Venetian, Bellagio, Aria, Mandalay Bay, Luxor Hotel. Talk to me. Now, think about it. When you stayed at that casino, you paid rent to stay there. Vici collected that income. You go downstairs to the restaurant. That restaurant pays rent to the REIT. The stores you shop at in casinos pay rent to the REIT. All of that money is collected. And guess what? People that own Vici, this REIT is literally less than $30, $40 a share to own a piece of a casino. Every 90 days, they're paying out dividends from the money you spent in Las Vegas. Anybody here ever been to Topgolf? Comment yes in the chat if you've ever been to Topgolf. You see, Topgolf is an experiential REIT. They pay rent to a REIT called EPR. EPR pays dividends every single month. Almost all the Topgolfs all around the country pay rent to a REIT called EPR. A lot of Six Flags, a lot of movie theaters. I was just at an AMC movie theater. Guess who their landlord was? EPR. Less than $60 a share. Prologis, the number one industrial REIT in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Amazon's landlord. Every time I go to Paris, I see a Prologis building. Literally. They own a bunch of Amazon warehouses. And listen, they own a bunch of industrial real estate all over the world. And then there's Realty Income. And let me tell you something about this REIT right here. This REIT, their nickname is the Monthly Dividend Company. Can you imagine? Like this is what blows my mind. I literally have taught this class to over 250,000 people, right? It blows my mind that people sit and say, is this real? I want you to go right now, look up Realty Income. Their nickname is the Monthly Dividend Company. Literally, this REIT pays dividends every single month, meaning you bought this REIT today, within 30 days, you're getting paid money. And then the next 30 days, some more money. And then the next, this REIT has been paying dividends for over 25 years. They've never missed a payment. And get this is what makes it even better. These are the types of REITs that I like. Every year, they pay you more income. So it's like you get a raise just for owning a REIT. You bought, I want you to imagine, I'm talking to Pamela, I'm talking to Sarah, Jackie, like Sharon, Brian. Imagine someone bought you shares of Realty Income 25 years ago. And literally, you've been getting paid for 25 years every single month, and you never had to buy more shares. You never had to touch a property. Realty Income owns 15,000 properties. I don't care how rich I get. I will never, ever, ever want to buy 15,000 properties. I don't want to manage 15,000, but I'll gladly own a REIT that does. They have tenants like Walgreens, 7-Eleven, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. Literally, they own the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas. Think about it. Now, I want to be clear because, again, I told you, I'm going to be honest and upfront. You're not about to buy one share of a REIT and make millions of dollars. That's not how it works. It's not. But it's not the same way when you buy a property. You know, when you buy a property, you got closing costs. You got to pay your agents. You got to wait for the property to close. You got to wait to buy it, wait to sell it. You got to fix it up. You got to put, none of that stuff happens with a REIT. It takes me 5 seconds to buy a REIT. And within 90 days, I'm getting paid money. My job is to own as many shares as possible. As many shares as possible. Your job, if you choose to buy REITs, if you choose to collect income, if you choose to get into real estate, if you choose to do this without having to do work, your job is to own as many shares as possible so that you can get money every single month or every single quarter. This is an article I saw. This is about a year or so ago. Realty Income spent almost $1 billion buying the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas. A REIT. Now, if you want to know every single REIT that exists, here's what you can do. Go to REIT.com. My company, Empify, partnered with NAREIT. And we brought our REIT Accelerator program to HBCU students in Atlanta. And guess what? There are HBCU students in Atlanta that are getting paid from REITs that invested their own money. Our job is to give you the education you need to be able to build. Go to REIT.com. You can see all the REITs all over the world. You can buy, the REITs exist everywhere. But you can see every single, I promise I'm not making this up. This is the National Association of REITs. We are literally their trusted partner with our premier REIT Accelerator. Top notch. We literally work with them to teach people how to build income with REITs. This is an article bringing REITs to underrepresented communities. We were featured there. Literally, our company was featured there. Now, here are things you want to look out for when you're picking your REITs. You have to look at the company's financial, because just like in real estate, REITs utilize debt to buy properties. So you want to make sure they can pay their debt and pay you, right? You want to know how many properties a REIT owns. You want to make sure your REIT owns at least 100 properties. REITs don't just own one property. They own hundreds. You want your REIT to own at least 100 properties. You want to look at the dividend history. The good REITs, the great REITs, never miss a payment. The excellent REITs every single year pay you extra money. You want to pay attention to these things. You want to know who their tenants are. Remember that if the tenants are good, they can pay the rent. If the rent is paid, the REIT collects the income. If the REIT collects the income, you're getting paid. You following me here? Now, I love to show this woman because knowing her story blows my mind. Sandy sat in this exact same class. Oh, this is a great question. Otis just asked a great question. How do you find out how many properties they have? You want to go to the REIT's website. Every REIT has an investor relations website. So right now you can go to Realty Income's website. You can go to Simon Property. They will show you who their tenants are. They will show you where all their properties are. So everything is public information. None of this is hidden. Great question, Otis. Everything you need to know about a REIT is on their page. You will know how much you're going to get paid on their website. You'll know the tenants. You'll know the type of tenants. You'll know the types of properties. They'll tell you the address of their properties, everything. Every different type of REIT. If it is publicly traded, which means the public can own it, that means it's on the internet. But I always go to the website. Always go to the REIT's website. You'll see everything there. Now, Sandy's 68 years old. And if you read this, Sandy says, for years, I thought I knew what retirement was going to look like. She said by 2027, I would stop working, sell my home, and scale back. Downsizing felt like the only realistic way to make my money stretch. And she came across Empify. She came to our summit. She graduated our academy. She graduated our Read Accelerator. She's literally been a member in our app for almost close to 2 years now. But she's now a mentor in our app. She's 68. And look at what she said. She said, instead of planning for less, I started planning for more. I learned how to save with intention. She opened her investment account. She stepped into dividend stocks, growth stocks, and REITs. What surprised me the most wasn't just the numbers in my account, but the change in how I thought about myself. I went from asking, am I too late, to realizing it's never too late. The first dividend check I received confirmed it. My money could grow, and so could my confidence. This is why Empify is so important. The wealth gap is widening. Social Security isn't enough. I once thought retirement was about settling down. Now I know it's about stepping up and building the freedom to live life fully. How many of you can relate to Sandy? How many of you have felt like, look, retirement is approaching. I'm ready to retire, but I don't know if I have enough. I might have to scale back. If this woman is 68, don't you dare tell me you can't do this. When I say she actively buys REITs, she's actively teaching people inside of the REIT Accelerator. She is actively still building. But the cool part is she's excited about it. So many of us feel behind. You think it's too late. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not too late. Think about it. You were never taught this. How could you expect to be on track when nobody taught you this? They don't teach this in the school system. You want to know why you don't know what a REIT is? It's because you're not around people who invest. You're not around people who collect passive income. You weren't raised in a wealthy family. You didn't go to a school that taught you financial education. And Lord knows, I don't know what school by law has to teach you financial education. They don't need to teach you financial education. They need to show you how to get a good job, because when you have a good job in America, you spend good money and the economy can move. You see, this is how the 1% think. This is what they're talking about on Wall Street. This is what I saw every day. I only invest because I was around rich people all day. My family invests only because I opened all their brokerage accounts. My family invests because I funded all of their brokerage accounts. My niece is a trust fund baby because I opened the trust. because I bought her stock. Some of you, you are going to be the first in your family. And that's okay. It's not easy, but I'm going to tell you one thing. You better not ever let a system, a president, a government dictate your financial future. This is your life, your legacy, your retirement. And the only person that's coming to save you, ladies and gentlemen, is the person in the mirror. And the sooner we let go of our fear, the sooner we start speaking life into who we want to become, who we deserve to become. Your age does not matter. Retirement is not an age, it's a dollar amount. Let's focus on the dollar amount. Let's get there share by share, brick by brick. No more feeling bad. This is why you chose to be here. A lot of people register for this class. A lot of people don't come. But the right people at the right time are ready to receive this information. I know this woman personally. We've hired her to help our members because she's that good. But she sat in this exact same class. Now, number 4, you want to invest in REITs that pay you high dividends. Comment in the chat, I want the money. You see, when you buy a REIT, you're going to get anywhere between 4 to 17% in income. Did you guys get my text message that I sent out? I gave you this tip before the class, but I'm giving it to you here. 4 to 17%. The same way you get interest in your savings account, a REIT's going to give you some interest. It's going to get deposited right in that brokerage account. 4 to 17%. That's it. Okay? Now, let's talk about the money. Okay? When you look up a REIT, you pull up its chart, it's going to have a dividend yield at the bottom. The dividend yield is what percent of the price of the REIT are you going to get in income every year. Now, a REIT declares its dividend. So when you look up that dividend amount, how much is a REIT going to pay you? It's based off of an annual number, but you will get paid every month or every quarter. So in this case, this REIT is going to pay you 7.7% this year. Now you're going to get distributions, the dividends every month or every quarter, but you're going to get 7.7%. And you don't work for it. Remember, not once did I tell you you had to call the REIT. Not once did I tell you that you ever had to talk to a tenant. Not once did I tell you that you ever had to step foot and or fix a property. All you do is buy it with a brokerage account. And you sit in this class and you learn how to do it. You sit in this class and learn what REITs to buy. Okay? Now, here's a snapshot of EPR. Remember the REIT that I said that owns a bunch of Topgolfs? EPR is around $55, right? I circled the dividend yield. So EPR is going to give you about 6.5% in income. So for every $55 you invest in EPR per share, you're getting about 6.5%. Now, let me ask you, if you took that $55 and put it in a savings account, how much are you going to make? Let me ask you this. If you had to make $55 at work, you probably have to show up to get paid, right? You see, with a REIT, you don't have to work anywhere. You just have to be strategic and you need to own the right company. Okay? Now let's walk through the numbers. Remember how I told you REITs are everywhere? Look at this article. REITs expand their property footprint to increase rental income. EPR recently built a Topgolf and Andretti facility in Durham, North Carolina. More revenue, more dividends. Anybody from North Carolina been to North Carolina? They are about to open a Topgolf and Andretti's. That's a go-kart place in North Carolina. EPR. While we're sitting here talking about, is this real? They're building properties. And guess what? Every 30 days, this REIT is sharing its profit with investors. Now let's go through some numbers here. Let's say, right? Each share is about $55, right? let's say you buy 100 shares of EPR, right? 100 times the $55, right? Now you can buy one share, you can buy two, you can buy 1,000. Let's just say you only bought 100. You're going to get 6.46% on what you invested. That's about $356 a year, $30 a month for the rest of your life. That's it. You bought the REITs, took your hands off the wheel, go about your everyday life. They're building the Topgolfs. They're doing all the work. How many of you would take an extra $30 every single month for the rest of your life in income? How many of you could use an extra $356 every year in income? I know I would take it. Here's the alternative. You take $55, right? You could probably spend that on some food. You're never getting that back. You've decreased your net worth when you spent that money. You take that $55, you put it in a savings account. You might get 1-2% in interest. But guess what? The interest rate on your savings account is going to keep going down. The Fed already said interest rate. When interest rates get lower, savings accounts pay you less. When interest rates get lower, REITs pay you more. Thinking like the 1% now. Or you could buy a house. How much does it cost to buy? If you guys were to go buy a house, how much does it cost to buy a house? And I'm talking about the full price. If you have to go borrow money from the bank, let me be very clear. If you have to borrow money from the bank to buy a property, you don't own the property. You don't. Because if in fact you don't pay that mortgage, they're taking that house from you. If in fact I never buy a REIT again a day in my life, I will always get my dividends. Always. So you can spend $100,000 on a property, fix it up, closing costs, all that extra stuff. And you can make $1,000 a month in income, but you got to fix the property. You got to handle the tenants. You got to deal with the leg. You got to do every property taxes, all that stuff. Not that it's bad. I'm not telling you not to buy real estate directly. I'm talking to the person who says they want to retire. I'm talking to the person who only has $55 to start, but they want to start somewhere and build from there. I'm talking to the person who's tired of not having the credit, having the experience, knowing who to trust, knowing what to do, but wants passive income. This is an option. Now, sorry, if you see me scratching my nose, my allergies are kicking in. Long as I don't sneeze, we are good to go. Now, let's say I'm talking to Vincent, I'm talking to Quana, I'm talking to Paul, I'm talking to Stephanie. Let's say it took you another 10 years to buy 10,000 shares of EPR. Let's say it took you 10 years. 10 years. You bought 10,000 shares of EPR. And now you're getting $35,000 a year in passive income. $35,000 a year in passive income. How many of you could use an extra $35,000 a year in passive income? Comment me in the chat right now. And that number at the bottom, that should say 3,000. It was $30 when you bought 100 shares. That number now has to say 3,000. How many of you can use an extra $35,000 a year? But here's the catch. Some of you don't want to invest for 10 years. You see, you're okay with working for 10 years, but you think you're going to come to one class, buy one REIT, and think you're going to have $35,000 a year. This isn't how this works coming in my class. You see, some of you have been working for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and you don't have any passive income. And it's not a bad thing. This is why you're here today. Some of you have been working all of those years and we don't even have $1,000 in passive income coming in. We still have to work for the money. I'm here to tell you that today is your day one. Today is the day you say, I am no longer just creating working income. I'm creating passive income. Because whether you like it or not, it's going to take you time to get to 35,000. But I promise you, if you keep buying share after share after share and you don't stop, the income will only get bigger. But in order to get to 10,000 shares, you have to buy your first 10. The problem is so many people sit and say, oh, that's not a lot of money. Well, what other alternative do you have? Tell me where right now you can invest your money and it takes less than 5 seconds to buy a REIT. And you can get paid every month for the rest of your life and you don't do any work. You can get paid 6.5% for doing something that literally with the click of a button takes you 5 seconds while that company goes out and does all the work. I think that's worth me doing for 10 years to make sure that I never have to work again a day in my life. Do you know how many people who are retired, who cannot retire, who don't have $35,000 coming in every year? Do you know that Social Security is not enough? But the problem is you're so busy wanting to get rich quick when I'm telling you, how about you buy your first share? How about you just start? Because whether you like it or not, this REIT paid out $250 million in dividends last year. $250 million was paid in dividends last year. Don't you think you deserve at least 35,000? Shucks, don't you think you deserve at least 1,000? At least. And let's say in 10 years, right? Let's say you don't even get to 10,000 shares in 10 years. Let's say you get to 5,000. And instead of getting the $35,000 a year, you got $17,000 a year. Can anybody use an extra $17,000 a year? Think about it. This is what the 1% does. This is what I saw on Wall Street. The problem is you think you have to start with a lot of money to get into real estate. That's why the class is called How to Invest in Real Estate Starting with Less Than $200. Can we agree that this REIT is less than $200? Now let me show you another REIT. Here's a REIT that is $10, $9.53. Look at that dividend right there. Almost 8%. This REIT is $9.53 and pays out 8%. How many of you have an extra $9.53 and you wouldn't mind getting 8% on that money? How many of you wouldn't mind starting with $9.53, knowing you're going to get 8% on your money and you still can show up to work every day? Now, this is a smaller REIT. This is a riskier REIT too. Now, let me tell you what the risks are, because I know somebody in this class is wondering, what's the downside? What's the catch, right? What's the catch? That's all. Everybody always wants to know. You want to know what the downside to REITs are? The same downside to buying real estate with a tenant. If I bought a property today, what is the downside? What is the risk associated if I buy a property today? What's the risk? I want everybody to comment in the chat. I'm not going to give you the answer. Comment in the chat right now, because I told you I'm going to be upfront and honest. I told you you're not getting rich quick, but I'm going to tell you now. Let me tell you what the downside to REITs are. What are the downsides to buying a property? What's the downs? There you go. Somebody said no tenant, no income. Well, here's the thing. There's always going to be income with a REIT. There's always. So that's the difference. A tenant might not pay rent, but a REIT always has tenants. That's why REITs don't have one property. You need at least 100. Here's a downside. A REIT can cut their dividend. This REIT right here, I owned this REIT when it was $12. I watched it fall to $6. Two ways to make money and two risks associated with REIT. The first risk is the dividend can decrease. There you go. The dividend can decrease. So if you are retired and you're making $100,000 in dividends, the dividends can decrease. The other downside to a REIT is the price can drop. It can. Remember I told you when I showed you in the beginning, Simon Simon dropped to $50. It went back up to $200, but it went to $50. Just like the value of your home can decrease, so can a REIT. Same thing. You just don't get your house appraised every single day. But your income can decrease and the value of what you pay for can decrease. Now, I have this motto. I tell everybody inside of our REIT Accelerator, I don't ever sell at a loss. You see, you only guarantee a loss if you sell. Everybody right now in this chat, if you bought a property for $100,000 today and next year it dropped to $50,000, what are you doing with that property? You bought a house today for $150,000 and the price dropped to $50,000. Your asset just dropped in value. What are you doing with that property? What are you doing? I'm seeing some people say holding it, keeping it. Why? You lost money. Why? It dropped in price. You lost all this money. You lost 50% of your value. Everyone that's saying keeping it, why are you keeping it? Why? Why are you keeping this property? Why? Somebody said it could bounce back. So wait. Some of you said you would sell the house? So you would take a $50,000 hit? Oh no, I'm holding it until it bounces back. Why would you sell at a loss? Same thing happens with a REIT. Why would you sell a REIT, a stock, or anybody because the price dropped? What? No, you wait till it bounces back and you sell when you break even or you sell at a gain. So guess what happens? When I own this REIT at $12, I watched this price drop to $6. I watched them decrease their dividend. And guess what I did? If I bought this REIT at 12 and I saw it drop to $6, what do you think I did with this REIT, GNL? Think about it. Put yourself in Ashley Fox's shoes. What did I do? There you go. I bought more. Wouldn't you rather buy the real estate at a cheaper price than the higher price? So the downsides, the price can drop. The downside, the dividends can decrease. But I'm going to tell you now, you will always make passive income. And get this, your dividend does not get impacted if the price drops. So you could own a REIT right now when the price drops, but you're still getting paid next month. Just like the value of a home can decrease, but it doesn't mean the tenant stops paying rental income. So here's a REIT, a small one, not as big as Realty Income. They only own about 1,400 properties, pays an 8% dividend. Now, let's say you bought 10,000 shares of this REIT. You're making an extra $7,600 a year. $7,600 a year. How many of you could use an extra $7,600 a year in passive income? This is the power of a REIT. Now I look at this and I remember when it was $6. I would have rather bought 10,000 shares at $6. But not everybody has the money to buy 10,000 shares. So guess what you do? If this is a REIT that you want to own or any REIT that you own, you just consistently start buying pieces of it. The more and more shares you buy, the more income you're going to get. Now look at this woman, Marnie. She just posted this in the app. Currently, I have generated $1,300 of annual income and loving how the DRIP reinvestment strategy is supporting my goals. DRIP stands for Dividend Reinvestment Program. This woman makes $1,300 a year. She's not even touching the money. She's reinvesting all of her dividends. This is literally a post from our app. She's bragging about $1,300. And guess what? She didn't know what a REIT was before she came to Empify. She didn't. And all she's doing is building more and growing more. Because she knows in the next 5 years, 10 years, however many years, she's going to be in a better financial position and she won't have to depend solely on her job. Now, G&L has about 1,400 properties. They have tenants like PetSmart, Truist Bank, Home Depot, Dick's Sporting Goods, FedEx. 96% of their properties are leased. That's a good sign. They don't have any vacant properties. 96% of their properties have a contract with a tenant. They're in 10 different countries. Let's say you take this exact same REIT. You get $15,000 and you buy G&L. You're getting income of $1,100. You take the same $15,000 and put it in a high yield savings account. You're getting $450. Same $15,000 shooting at two different baskets. I know they taught you to save, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm going to tell you now, saving is for squares, not millionaires. Saving cannot build wealth. I'm pretty sure you know a ton of people who save, but they aren't wealthy. I'm sure you know a ton of people who own a home, but they're not wealthy. You cannot save or work your way to wealth. You have to invest your way there. Take it from someone who saw it on Wall Street every single day. I don't care how scared you are. I don't care how old you think you are. Doing what you have done is only getting you to this point in life. If you want something different, you have to do different with your money. You have to think different with your mindset. You have to speak a new language. You cannot save your way to wealth. I promise you. You can't even save your way to retirement because interest rates are always fluctuating. You ever notice people who live off of retirement, they're living off income. Their income is coming from dividends, not a savings account. We just don't talk about it. But today we're going to talk about it. Get out of your fear. Do you really think that the richest people in the world, the richest, would invest if they all thought they were going to lose their money? Why is it that the people who don't have a lot of money just think they're going to lose all their money? But the richest people in the world put all their money in the market. All of their, what do you think Jeff Bezos, you know how Jeff Bezos is a billionaire and how Elon Musk is about to be a trillionaire? Do you think his money is in a savings account? No, it's in investments. You cannot think you are only going to be able to work your job and save your money and think you are about to retire with ease. You have to do something more. And you might feel like you're behind, but today is your day one. Today is the day to start. Today is the day to get out of your feelings and get money. Building wealth has nothing to do with your emotions. I don't care if you like the president. I don't care if you're sad that you're at a certain age. I don't care that you're scared. Your emotions are not going to put your kids through college. Your emotions are not going to make you financially free. Your emotions are not going to get you to a point where you can quit your job. There are no feelings in this game of wealth. Wealth doesn't have a color. It doesn't have an emotion. It doesn't matter. You have to understand the only person coming to save you is the person in the mirror. That's it. 1.83 trillion of dividends were paid out last year. 1.83 trillion. It goes up every year. The question is, why don't you believe you deserve a seat at this table? You deserve a portion of that. You don't need a credit score to get a dividend. You don't need to be a certain race or gender. It doesn't matter. My niece is about to be 9 years old, and she is a little cute little black girl getting dividends. Don't you dare tell me, Miss Paula, Trina, Stacy, Erica, that you don't deserve to be at this table. You don't need a lot of money to build passive income. You don't need a financial advisor. You don't need a credit score or a tenant to get started. I need you to actually put your shoes on, lace them up, and step on the court. Stop acting like you don't deserve a jersey. So get the brokerage account open. The best way to invest in real estate is to get the trusted partner. Go buy a property if you want, but you don't have to have a property to get passive income. You got to understand which REITs are best positioned to pay you forever. You want the ones that pay those consistent high dividends. So check-in time. Was this helpful? Did I give you what I promised you? I'm talking to those of you who've been here since the beginning. I'm talking those of you that said, what is this free class? What's this woman get out of this free class? Those of you who did not want to waste your time, did I give you what I promised you? Exactly what I told you in the beginning. Did I give it to you? You see, I know you may have found me on the internet, but I want to let you know I value my time and I value yours. There is no plan B for me. We aren't stopping until our community invests millions of dollars in REITs. We aren't stopping because for something as cheap as these things are, our community deserves to get a piece of this. Our kids deserve to get put through college, through some of the billion-dollar, multi-million-dollar business. We deserve a seat at this table. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to give you everything I've got. I can't make you do this. I can be your mentor. I can give you the blueprint. I can give you the guidance, but you have to say yes to your dreams. How many of you are saying yes? Comment, I'm saying yes in the chat. How many of you are ready to say yes to your dreams? Yes to passive income. Yes to retirement. Now, I know there were a lot of questions in the chat that I did not get to, and I want to be cognizant of everybody's time. But some of you right now, you're ready to take action. Some of you have more questions. Some of you, some of you need somebody to hold your hand. I don't know about you, but I like when I go to the gym, I could work out by myself, but I don't. I need somebody to sit there and watch me. So I pay a trainer because I can't be trusted trying to do this on my own. I need somebody who has created the body that I desire to show me the blueprint on how to get it done. And I pay a trainer every single week so he can sit right there and tell me what I need to do because I know I can't do this on my own. So I make an investment in me to get coached by someone who can help me be better physically. How many of you understand, look, Ashley, I need accountability. I need somebody to step me. I need somebody to give me a structure and a blueprint. So I'm talking to the person. I'm talking to that person who may have procrastinated, but they don't want to procrastinate anymore. They need somebody to push them. Now, do I have your permission to walk you through how we can build a clear roadmap and strategy? You see, one class can get you started, but this is a marathon that I'm running. I'm talking to the person that wants to run with me for the next year. I'm talking to the person that wants a 4- and 5-figure portfolio. And they need the strategy to do it because they don't want to do it on their own. I'm talking to the person who wants to be guided, who, like me, needs help. But there is a catch. I will guide you. I will support you. I will monitor you. I will hold you accountable for a whole year. But you got 45 days to build a REIT portfolio. 45 days to start making sure you have passive income coming in. I'm talking to the person who has 45 days to be able to lock in. And when I say lock in, I'm thinking 3 hours a week for the next 45 days so we can have that passive income portfolio, so you can have that research strategy. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm about to be traveling. Next week, I'm traveling. So this is not something we're going to slack around. This is something we're going to implement today. We have opened up our REIT Accelerator cohort. We opened it this month. We opened it. And I want to walk you through what it is, how it works, because we only open this twice a year, and we might not open this in the winter. So pay attention. The REIT Accelerator is a step-by-step, 5-step program that accelerates your learning to buy REITs. where we are going to get the step-by-step process from start to finish, getting the account open, all the way to helping you buy your first share, where we're going to pick the right REITs. How do you know if you buy the risky REITs or the realty income REITs? I'm going to walk you through a REIT that pays me 20%. Crazy, right? 20%. And I get paid every month. We're going to walk you through how to manage your own passive income portfolio. You are going to come out knowing exactly what to buy, when to buy it, how much it's going to pay you, and how to hit your passive income goal. Now, inside the REIT Accelerator, this is inside of our app, okay? It is a private, exclusive space. You have the course. There are pre-recorded trainings, step by step, no more than about 55 minutes each training that you can start immediately. Breaking down what a REIT is, how they work, how you make money, build your custom strategy. By step 5, you are a REIT investor. Okay? Now, those of you who are brand new, that we just put this in the REIT Accelerator. There's a brokerage account jumpstart where we walk you through how to get your account open. I'm talking about in the next 48 hours. I want everyone's account open. I want everyone to know how to use the account. We do walkthroughs to show you how to process transactions, how to turn on the drip feature so you can reinvest those dividends. 48 hours. We're going to lock in and make sure you get your account open. Okay? Now, in addition to that, you are surrounded by a network of REIT investors, brand new and experienced, from ages 18 to age 80 years old. Okay? Some of you right now need community. Some of you right now feel alone, and your family, your friends, they're not trying to level up to the level you're trying to get to. I know the feeling. But instead of waiting for them and pulling them along, you need to go find a new environment. Comment in the chat, new environment. You need to be around people like Sandy, who's making thousands in passive income, so that they can stretch you and make you uncomfortable. Now, there's over 5,000 people that have taken this REIT Accelerator, and we are almost at $1 million invested collectively, all of us. I'm super excited about this. This year, we're going to get there. Now, those of you who are like me, I need extra help, okay? Listen, I can watch trainings, but I have questions. I like to get my questions answered. I need around-the-clock support. 1, we have 24/7 member support available to you. 2, there are live office hours and trainings, research trainings, live Q&As, and on-demand replays if you miss a session. They will all live in your account, where you can come up and ask your questions. But if you need additional support, mentors will be there. I will be there. We are in that app every single day with you. Now, when you're finished, we celebrate you. We have a graduation. We send you a gift. You get a certificate, and you're going to advance into Reach Street, which is a private space that only graduates can be a part of. So we're going to take 45 days to get this portfolio built, but you're going to be running with the big players, the people who've been buying REITs for 5 years, and we're going to put you in the advanced room where we had the CEO of GNL come into Reach Street and talk to our graduates, where we're doing case studies. We're doing more advanced work after you've graduated, because you're not going to be a beginner once you graduate. So we're still going to be learning. You're still going to have access to more trainings, more live sessions that you can show up to. Okay. Now, the REIT Accelerator for the individual who's currently employed but doesn't want to work for the rest of their life. It's for the person who wants to quit their job but they don't have a plan or money in order. For the person who wants to retire, the parent who wants generational wealth. It's also for the person who says, I'm tired of doing this alone. I need a blueprint. Comment, I need a blueprint. Now, here's Jacinda. She makes $900 in passive income. Not a lot, but look at where she's excited. She said, I'm developing a plan to continue investing more in REITs this year and forever. I need you. I'm talking to Khadijah. I'm talking to Jocelyn. I'm talking to Brenda. I'm talking to Courtney. I need you on this screen. I want to celebrate you when you cross your $900 in passive income. Now, listen, if you're here, it is not an accident. You're determined to build wealth. You know you deserve more. And now you believe it's a good time to get into real estate and create cash flow. But now you have someone, you have a company, you have a system, you have guidance to give you the step-by-step process. Now, let me tell you this. I paid over $80,000 to go to Howard University. $80,000. And I never learned how to buy a REIT. I never learned how to get passive. I didn't start getting passive income until I was a grown woman working on Wall Street. And the only reason I learned is because I saw rich people doing it. I bought what I saw them doing. And so I want to let you know that this is going to require you to invest your time, to invest your energy, to invest your money, so that you can come out as unrecognizable to your family. By the time you graduate this REIT Accelerator, you are never going to look at real estate the same. You are not going to talk the same, move the same, and you will have passive income coming in. Now, here's what you get. You have access to the REIT Accelerator. You have access to the REIT Network. You graduate and can go into REIT Street. I'll show you that in a second. And I will be there. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I charge at least $10,000 for an hour to talk. I'm in this app every day with you. I'm teaching trainings. I'm doing a training this week for you guys. So to be in this REIT Accelerator, I'm going to tell you now, there are organizations paying us 6 figures to be inside the REIT Accelerator. 6 figures. NAREIT themselves has partnered with us to put people in this program because there's no other program that turns people into REIT investors faster than this REIT Accelerator. So when to get in this REIT Accelerator, before we close the spots, because I do believe there are still spots available, but there are hundreds of people that have already gotten in. To get in the REIT Accelerator for the entire year, it is a one-time payment of $14.97. Go to empify.link/REITACC. Now, there are 3 ways you can make the payment. You can pay in full, $14.97, and you are good for the entire year. REIT Street, the REIT Accelerator, the sessions, everything. Or you can do buy now, pay later. Go to empify.link/REITACC and select the buy now, pay later option. I've seen people get payment plans built out for 6 months all the way to a year. You can build your own customizable buy now, pay later. That's totally fine. We also have a payment plan option where you can do 2 payments of $7.97. The first payment is today. You get immediate access into the program. The second payment is 2 weeks from now, but you can start today. Go to empify.link/REITACC. Get the buy now, pay later option. Do the paid in full. Get in. By the time you graduate, you will have a passive income portfolio. By the time you graduate, I will show you how to use your dividends to pay for the REIT Accelerator. Empify.link/REITACC. Now, I love to do this, and I'm excited for the energy in this space right now. I am going to pick one person who gets in the REIT Accelerator, who gets in paid in full, who gets in just gets in. We're going to pick one person, and I'm going to give away $500 to one person who gets in the REIT Accelerator right now. I'm picking one person. We are going to fund your portfolio. Fund it. Empify.link/REITACC. I'm picking one person. We are going to fund somebody's REIT portfolio tonight. One person. Empify.link/REITACC. Now, here's Mandy. Mandy was our MVP. She was a member in our app. She said, I got exposed to a different investment vehicle. She said it helped build on the knowledge from the other programs that she's taken. She literally said she's committed to building her knowledge and education and gave her the confidence to invest in her first 2 REITs. She bought Stag and MORT. It really opened my eyes to the world around me. I now see signs for REITs. And had it not been for this course, I don't think I would have ever paid as much attention as I am now. It's really been a wonderful journey here. She was our REIT MVP. Now, when you get in, those of you who pay in full, those of you who get the buy now, pay later, those of you who just get in the REIT Accelerator, we're going to walk you through the top apps to use as an investor. You're all going to get access to REIT Street. It does not come at an additional cost. Once you are in and you graduate, you are locked in literally in our private space. Nobody gets in this unless you graduate. Nobody. We got thousands of REIT Street members taking our trainings, attending our Q&As, attending our case studies. We do deep dives together in different REITs. You're going to get different REIT investment ideas from everybody, from me, but you're going to get access to it after you graduate. Empify.link/REITACC. You can do 2 payments of $797. First payment today. Get in. You can start today. Or you can do paid in full, $1497 for the entire year. Or you can do buy now, pay later. It is up to you. Go to empify.link/REITACC. Now, those of you who pay in full, there are 2 more bonuses. 2 more bonuses. 1, how many of you need some REIT ideas? Actually, what are the top REITs that I can consider that are going to pay me the most money? We have a guide, the top 25 REITs for the highest cash flow that is available to you guys. You're going to get. In addition to that, listen, this is crazy because you all are going to get the training that I did. I literally just recorded this training where I walk you through the REITs that I own. There are 4 key REITs that I break down what I'm eyeing, and I break down, I literally walk you through my $10,000 a month strategy. There's a REIT that pays me 20%. There's another REIT that pays me 13%. You guys just need those 2 REITs and understand my science, my strategy, my risk tolerance. You are going to get a deep dive into my portfolio. Empify.link/REITACC. And those of you who get in this week, I am hosting a live training. We are doing the battle of the REITs, where myself and literally the best REIT educator in the world, someone I've known for over 20 years, we are going to go tick for tack on our REITs, and you're going to be with us as we walk through the REITs we own and literally battle to see which REITs are the best. You're going to learn so much. There's going to be a ton of graduates in the room, listen, this is going to be a phenomenal session. We only do this once a year. And it is literally the most talked about session, literally, of all the people in the REIT Accelerator. So not only are you going to get a walkthrough of what I own, this is an exclusive training that I did, exclusive training of exactly what I own, but you're also coming to the battle of the REITs. Everyone will get an exclusive invitation. Go to empify.link/REITACC. The last guide I'm going to give you, everybody comment monthly in the chat. Monthly in the chat. You're going to get the top 5 REITs that pay monthly. Now, listen to this. Some of you, this is a no-brainer. You are going to get in the REIT Accelerator. This is a no-brainer. It's nothing but the swipe of a credit card. And you're going to get in, and together we are building this portfolio. Some of you are going to have to pray about this. Some of you are going to have to move money around. That's totally fine. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is an investment in you. Because all of you spend way more money on Amazon and you don't have any income coming in. All of you spend money on everyone else but yourself. This, ladies and gentlemen, is an investment in you. And I'm going to tell you this. The original price of the REIT Accelerator is $2,000. We only have, I believe, there were only 125 spots available, I believe, literally, left in the REIT Accelerator. So we sell out every single cohort. We do not open this up 24/7. Everyone cannot get in this. So this is a decision you have to make. If you want to make more money than what you do now, but you need a job description for the money you have. If you need a strategy, comment, I need a mentor. How many of you need a mentor? But I'm going to let you know, yes, this is an investment in you. Unfortunately, I've been doing this for over 16 years. This is not something that's $100. I'm about to show you how to build a 4- and 5-figure passive income portfolio that will pay you for the rest of your life. You are making an investment for an entire year to have proximity to me, to have proximity to members who are making thousands in income, to have access to exclusive trainings that companies have paid over 6 figures for. So yes, I'm talking to the person who wants to level up. I'm talking to the person who wants me to push them out of their comfort zone. I'm talking to the person that wants to be stretched. I'm not talking to the person that wants to be comfortable. If you want to be comfortable, that's totally fine. If you want to just stay where you are, it's okay. This is not for everybody. But I'm talking to the person who's ready to level up. Go to empify.link/REITACC. Now, here's all that you get. All of this is worth over $15,000. Just me alone is $10,000. Just the training that you get access to, where I walk you through what I own, and you get the top REITs that pay me every single month. Just that alone, people are paying over $1,000 for. Just that one training. Forget the program. So you're going to get the top REITs that pay out the highest cash flow, the top 25 REITs, the top REITs that pay you monthly, the best apps to use as an investor. Now, within the next 45 days, here's what you get. And shout out to Nicole. Nicole, I see you are inside the REIT Accelerator. Go to empify.link/REITACC. In the next 45 days, you are going to have a step-by-step breakdown of how to buy a REIT in an organized and structured way. You are going to make your first REIT investment. So how many of you want to be ready to, and again, I'm all about getting you closer to the money, right? I'm not trying to slack. I'm trying to push you to the next level. I'm trying to knock this out. Within 90 days of you being in this program, you can expect to get paid income. Within 90 days of you finishing this REIT Accelerator, you can expect to have passive income coming in. You will come out with a passive income portfolio. You will have a step-by-step blueprint. It is all laid out for you. Now I want to show you guys Stephanie. Is there anybody here that is over 50 years old? Comment. If you are over 50, comment golden right now. Stephanie, she started with $50. $50 when she built her portfolio. I want to show you a woman who's not letting her age dictate her financial future. A woman who is not embarrassed for starting small. I'm all about showing you real people. She didn't come from money. She's not the richest person walking. I want to show you guys Stephanie, someone who graduated the REIT Accelerator, who's making thousands in passive income.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Oden, and I've been with the Wealth Builders community for 5.5 months. And the thing that I've noticed about the REIT Accelerator program is that it was different from other programs. I've been to other workshops. Their whole goal was to get me to buy their portfolio or buy their service. Well, the thing that I like about the REIT Accelerator program and the Wealth Builders community is we were getting information and knowledge to equip us to make the best decision for where we were. You could actually move and grow at your own pace. The biggest that flipped the switch immediately for me was when I heard Ashley talk about you don't save your way to wealth. Everything clicked. And you know what? I had $50 when I started. I invested $50. Ashley said we could do it with $50. I did it with $50. I have a portfolio now. I have a brokerage account. I am bold in my knowledge and understanding. It changed my shopping habits. Now, when I shop, I don't shop for things. I shop for REITs. So if you want to know about some of those things, you definitely want to be in the next REIT Accelerator. And I look forward to welcoming you to our community.
How many of you are not afraid to start small? How many of you are ready to get to a position where you can use your REITs to put you through retirement? You see, like she said, she didn't start with a lot of money. I want you to be very clear. People don't come into the REIT Accelerator starting with thousands of dollars, but they come out making thousands of dollars in dividends because they are given the strategy, they are held accountable, and we are pushing you to get the job done. Now, I told you guys you only need 3 hours per week to be able to do this. 45 days. You can follow our blueprint or you can move at your own pace. This woman, Darlene did it in 4 days. Okay, now this is insane. I probably couldn't have completed the REIT Accelerator in 4 days, but she said I did it. The REIT Accelerator class was fire. I picked up so many jewels from Rob's videos. The bonus sessions, the live replays, the special guests were mind-blowing. Once I started, I locked in for 4 days straight. That's how intense and valuable the information that was shared. Completing this class has accelerated my level of investment. I want everybody to understand you don't have to do this in 4 days, but we're going to push you. The reason we only offer this cohort twice a year, and this year it probably is only going to be once, is because we are pushing you to produce a result. This is the best time to get into real estate because the prices have not bounced back. REIT prices are still low, but dividends are increasing. So we need to put you in a position to have the executable strategy that you need to get the income. Now, if you need us to hold your spot, or if you, meaning like, look, I need you to hold my spot, I need you to text our enrollment advisor team right now at 855-552-5411. If in fact you need us to hold your spot, you don't have the money right now, that's fine, but you want us to hold your spot. You do want to get into this cohort and you don't want to wait until the price goes up. You don't want to wait until the end of the year. And again, this REIT Accelerator, when this cohort is closed, it goes back to 2000. So you can go to empify.link/REITACC and you can do the 2 payment plans, $797 right now. Immediately, you'll get in. I see a lot of people doing buy now, pay later. If you want to do buy now, pay later, that is completely fine as well. Text this number, hold my spot. Hold my spot. I love it. I'm 70 years young. Eunice, let's do this. We have an 80-year-old woman who graduated the REIT Accelerator, so I know you can do it. I want to make sure I answer everyone's questions in the chat. Go in the chat right now if you have a question that I did not answer. And again, text our enrollment advisor team, empify.link. I'm going to pick one person and we are giving away $500. Anybody want to win $500 to fund their REIT portfolio? Literally, I'm going to tell you right now, by the time the person that wins is $500, right? When you get into the REIT Accelerator, we are going to give you access to the training where that I just did for you. I just did. Where I walk you through the top REITs that I own, right? You are going to be able to, as long as you do the research and I break it all down, you can take that $500 and buy some of the REITs that we have in the guide, some of the REITs I walk you through in the training. And within 30 days, you're going to get passive income. So you don't have to wait till the end of the REIT Accelerator to invest. However, you're going to have so many investment ideas. And inside the REIT Accelerator, there's this 5-point research guide where we're going to give you the 5 key things you need to do. It's like a step-by-step process. You're going to be able to research a REIT in 10 minutes. It's because REITs are a lot easier to buy than stocks because they all do the same thing. Where individual stocks are different companies that do different things. REITs all do the same thing. You buy them, you hold them, you collect income, you repeat. And so you're going to have the person that's about to win this $500. You are going to have, you take that $500, you are going to be making passive income before the program is even over, before you go through your first 45 days. Now, I'm going to give you guys 60 seconds to hurry up and get in. So if you're doing buy now, pay later, you still qualify. If you want to get in with the payment plan, you still qualify. Empify.link/REITACC. Hold on. I'm looking at, now here are the rules. I'm going to pick one person who gets inside the REIT Accelerator. You have to be present in this training, and we are going to give you $500 to fund your portfolio. Go to empify.link/REITACC. Now, is this a beginner's course? Yes. If you are new to investing, absolutely. If you're not new, you can still take the REIT Accelerator. If you do not have any REITs in your portfolio, if you don't have a passive income strategy, then yes, you need to be in a REIT Accelerator. If your goal is to come out of this quarter making passive income, but you need guidance, you need accountability, you need somebody to push you, you need somebody to monitor your progress, you need to be in a REIT Accelerator. How long do you have access? For an entire year. After you graduate the REIT Accelerator, you will be able to get into REIT Street. REIT Street is where all the graduates go. It does not come at an additional cost. You have access to the REIT Accelerator, all the trainings, all the live sessions, all the guest speakers, all throughout your time with us. My goal is to make sure within your first year, you are making 4 and 5 figures of passive income. I want everyone to come out of this REIT Accelerator knowing exactly what they need to do to make an easy $1,500 in income. An easy $1,500. So we can take care of the investment to be in the REIT Accelerator. And once you make $1,500 in dividends, guess what? You're going to make more of that next year and more of that the following year. We're going to walk you through how to build your dividend reinvestment strategy so your money can compound faster. But you have to go through the step-by-step process. Now, what happens if you have questions? We have 24/7 member support. You need us to pick up the phone to call you. You need somebody to help you walk through your brokerage account. You need someone to be able to guide you, to push you because you feel off. We have around-the-clock member support. Is there a payment plan? Yes. Go to empify.link/REITACC. You can do 2 payments of $797. 1 payment now, you can get in immediately. And then 2 weeks later, the second payment will be there. But if you want to do buy now, pay later, yes, you can do buy now, pay later. Absolutely, you can. Are there any questions in the chat? I want to make sure before I announce the winner. Before I announce the winner, what time will it take to finish? Here's my recommended game plan. Oh, this is a great question. Are we dealing with your colleagues, or can we deal with you? Great question. 2 answers to that. 1, I don't do this program for you, right? 2, I don't do individual coaching for you. So I want to make that clear. I'm not individually coaching you through this program. I'm here as your educator to guide you, to push you. Okay. Second, absolutely. You have one of my closest friends in the whole wide world who's actually smarter than me with REITs, who owns properties, who owns land. He's also going to be there teaching you too. So I'm not doing this by myself, but I am in that app every single day. I am doing trainings, but he does trainings as well too. But I'm going to tell you now, I charge $10,000 to show up for an hour. So if you want to get coached by me, we can have a separate conversation, but I am in the app every single day. I am teaching trainings with you. I'm hosting a training this week, but it is myself and another one of my closest. Again, I think he's smarter than me when it comes to REITs, but it is 2 of us training you and teaching you too. Great question, but I want to let you know I'm not taking this program for anybody. So if you think I'm doing it for you, if you think I'm going to tell you what to buy, this is not the program you want to be in. I'm going to show you how to do this yourself so that whether I'm here, you can still do it. I'm going to show you how I built my portfolio so you can utilize my blueprint. He's going to show you his blueprint too. 2 different strategies, but we're going to help you build your customized blueprint. We're going to help you build your portfolio, but I'm not doing this program for you. I'm not. And I'm not here to baby you either. This is not a daycare center. I want to make that very clear. So I want to set those expectations. The same way you paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college, I'm actually monitoring your progress a little bit more. It doesn't cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's $14.97 for the entire year. However, I monitor your progress. I see everything you're doing in the app. I see every lesson that you complete. I see where you stop. I see where you're falling off. There's infrastructure in place where we're going to reach out to you if we see you slacking. Okay, so I'm stretching you. So if you want to come into this REIT Accelerator and not do it, this might not be the program, because at some point we're going to pick up the phone to call you. At some point we're going to shoot you an email. So go to empify.link/REITACC. How long do you have access? For the entire year. What is REIT Street? That is the advanced group that you are a part of, where you are able, after you graduate, to be around more REIT investors, to still get more education, to still have more robust sessions. So that is going to happen. There are literally sessions. There are multiple sessions happening every single month for you guys. But just in case you need extra help, anybody like me, sometimes I need extra help. Reach out to us. We're there. We monitor your progress. We push you. How does buy now, pay later work? Go to empify.link/REITACC. When you go there, select the buy now, pay later option, and you're able to build out your customized payment plan. Some people do 3 months. Some people do 6. I've seen people do it all the way up to a year. It is your customized payment plan that you can have. What if you don't have a lot of time? I recommend taking 2% of your life to learn how to make sure you can make money for the rest of your life. So I recommend 3 hours a week. So if that means 30 minutes over a couple days, that's fine. You can pause, rewind, fast forward, come back. You can come to office hours. You can watch the replays. You can come up and ask us questions. What if I don't have a lot of money to start? That's completely fine. There is no requirement. I always say you can start with at least $20 to be able to start buying REITs, without a doubt. Do you do weekends? Some sessions are on weekends. Some sessions are in the morning. Some sessions are in the afternoon. Some sessions are in the evening. It varies. We try to do a lot of the sessions in the evening just because people work during the day. But there are times where I pop in on the weekend and I'm hosting a live training for you guys. So it varies, but everything, when you're inside of the app, you will see in the event section everything that is happening. So you don't have to worry about it. Hold on. Okay. I can't get to the payment plan. Go to empify.link/REITACC. Select the payment plan option. Select the payment plan option. 2 payments of $797. Also, ladies and gentlemen, text our enrollment advisor team. Anybody need us to hold your spot? Comment, hold my spot. If you need us to hold your spot. The price point will go back to $2,000. If in fact you want to wait, you can pay the $2,000 later. That's totally fine. If you want to enter in this cohort, get access to these bonuses, then please text our enrollment advisor 855-552-5411 to be able to get your spot held, because we will shut the doors. We will shut the doors. I'm seeing people say, hold my spot. All you have to send us a text, 855-552-5411. Are we ready to announce the winner? We're going to pick one person to win $500 inside the Read Accelerator. Comment, I'm in if you are in, and comment, I'm working on it if you are working on it. I see Francine says, hold my spot. Francine, send us text us 855-552-5411. If you want to get into this cohort and you need us to hold your spot before it sells out and you don't want to pay the $2,000 price point, please text our enrollment advisor team. Text us to hold your spot. We will hold your spot. We just need to lock in the details with you, but you have to text our team. If you need to get on a call, you have some more questions before you get into the Read Accelerator, text us 855-552-5411. Demetrius is in. I'm seeing I'm in. I love it. Who's still working on it? Comment, I'm working on it. Empify.link/REITACC. All right, I'm about to announce the winner. And here's a quick snapshot of what you get. All right, here are the rules before I tell you what you get. We are going to pick one person who's inside the Read Accelerator, and we are going to give away $500 to one person who is inside the Read Accelerator. One person. What's going to happen is you have to be present in the session to be able to win. So those of you who are saying I'm in, comment, I'm working on it. If you're working on it, hurry up and get in. You can do Klarna Afterpay. That's totally fine. Get on the payment plan, the $797. If you only have the $797, get in. 2 weeks later, you'll make the second payment, but you can do buy now, pay later if that works for you. Just get in the Read Accelerator. If you said this is your year to make more money, if you said you are tired of doing this on your own, comment, I need help. Comment, I need a coach. I make a significant investment in just coaches, because when you're trying to do something you've never done before, ladies and gentlemen, you can't do it alone. You need to be able to trying to do this by yourself now. You can go Google REITs on the internet, totally fine. But you're not going to have around the clock support. You're not going to have somebody hold you accountable if you find yourself slacking. You're not going to have a step-by-step blueprint. This is a nationally recognized program that NAREIT themselves has sponsored for people. So we have gone through the test. We've been doing this for over 5 years. Well, over 5,000 people have taken this program. But you have to make a decision. Make a decision to choose you. And I promise you, by the time you finish this Read Accelerator, you will never look at real estate the same. You will come out with a passive income portfolio. You will come out with a structure. You will have a strategy to compound your income faster. And you will know exactly how to use your dividends to pay for this program without a doubt. So when you get into the Read Accelerator, you're going to get the program. As soon as you get in, start immediately. There's a brokerage account jumpstart right at the top. The brokerage account jumpstart is going to be there for everyone who needs to get their account open. Anybody that's brand new, this is what you need to be. You need to start. We're going to get your account open. We're going to give you the infrastructure you need to process a transaction, give you the walkthrough you need so you know how to work the account. Okay. You're also going to get access to Read Street when you graduate. Yes. Felicia asked a great question. Can we start right away in the buy now, pay later? No matter what payment structure you choose, you can start immediately. You don't have to wait. So the buy now, pay later, once you're locked in, you're going to get immediately admitted into the Read Accelerator. So yes, if you do payment plan, you pay in full. Yes, you can get inside the Read Accelerator immediately. Absolutely. Go to empify.link/REITACC. You are also going to get the top 5 REITs that pay monthly. You are also going to get the top apps to use as an investor. And everyone will get access to the REIT I Own walkthrough. I am hosting another live training doing the battle of the REITs with the other REIT educator, the best REIT educator in the world. We are going toe to toe on the best REITs that we are buying. And it is a live session that so many people are coming to. You will have exclusive access to this training. Exclusive. It is live. And if you can't come live, you will get access to the replay. Empify.link/REITACC. All right, here we go. We are about to pick the winner. Are we ready for the winner? Comment drum roll in the chat. Here are the rules. We are picking one person. And I'm also going to show you guys what the REIT Accelerator looks like on the inside. I'm going to show you guys. We're going to do a sneak peek in the REIT Accelerator. Go to empify.link/REITACC. Are we ready for the winner? Comment drum roll in the chat. We're picking one person who is inside the REIT Accelerator. Hurry up and get in if you are trying to get in. Hurry up and get in if you are trying to hurry up and get in. Michael said congrats. Michelle said congrats to the winner. Michelle, we haven't announced it yet. All right, here we go. Buy now, pay now. I need coaching. I need help. I've been watching. I need. Let's come on, Joyce. Let's get in, Joyce. Let's do it, Joyce. If you guys need us to hold your spot, we will hold your spot. I promise you this will shut down. I promise you. We've been doing this for 5 years. This is our most exclusive, like highly sought out program because nobody knows how REITs work and they're so simple to build income. Okay, so if you think you've learned something during this training, imagine what you're going to learn with me for an entire year. What we're going to knock out in the first 45 days together. All right, the winner is, are we ready? Are we ready to announce? Seeing everybody say drum roll, drum roll. The winner is, hold on, here we go. The team is going to pick. Now, here are the rules. You just have to be here. Once you're here, we're going to connect you to our finance team. I want to get you this money ASAP. The winner is Miss, I think it's a Miss, hold on. Lauren Crump. Is Lauren Crump here? Hold on. I think I just saw Lauren Crump. Hold on. Lauren Crump. Hold on. Wait, I just saw you, Lauren. Hold on. Lauren Crump. Do we see Miss Lauren Crump? Lauren, are you here? Lauren, if you are here, please comment in the chat. I am here. We are giving away $500 to one person who gets in the REIT Accelerator right now. I just saw Lauren. Lauren, I hope she didn't leave. Lauren, are you here? Hold on. Miss Lauren Crump. If you are here, please. Hold on. Wait, we're looking for you. Do we see Miss Lauren Crump? I'm seeing a lot of people say, hold my spot. Here, guys, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, please text. I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen. Text 855-552-5411 to our enrollment advisor team. Just text us, please hold my spot. Text us, please hold my spot. We'll confirm the time, the day when you need us to hold your spot. Hold on. Yep, we're looking for Lauren. If Lauren's not here, we might have to pick somebody else. Hold on. Calling once, calling twice. Lauren, do we see Lauren? I swore I just saw her. Miss Lauren Crump, if you are here, I need you to comment. I'm here in the chat. You are the winner. We're giving you $500. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Okay, there you go. You are the winner. Congratulations, Lauren. Listen, Lauren said, I'm getting in this REIT Accelerator. I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'm getting in. I love it. Congratulations, Lauren. So, Lauren, here's what I need you to do. Can everybody say congratulations to Lauren? Can we say congratulations to Lauren? Congratulations to her. Because she said she was one of the first people to get in the REIT Accelerator. And she made the investment. Now, Lauren, now that I know your name, I expect to see you at graduation. I expect to see you finish. I expect to see you knocking this out and in REIT Street. Now, here's what I need you to do, Lauren. I need you to send us an email to info@empify.com right now. Let us know you are the winner. What we're going to do, we're going to connect you to our finance team. When we connect you to our finance team, we are going to make sure we send you that money. We're going to have you enter into our ACH platform so that you can we can send you an ACH automatically to your account. Do me a favor. I don't want you to miss out on this. Let's get you this money fast. Let's get you started in this Read Accelerator. I want you so equipped, you know exactly what to do with this $500. So you can just start getting paid before you even graduate the Read Accelerator. So send us an email, info@empify.com, and we'll connect you with our finance team, and we'll do everything we need to do to make sure we send you that money ASAP. I want to get you this money as soon as possible. So I love it. Congratulations to Lauren. I love it. Now, all right, hold on. All right, somebody said waiting on a later date. That's fine. Just check again the enrollment. I put our enrollment advisor number at the bottom of the screen. So if you want us to hold your spot, that's totally okay. I don't have a problem with that, but it will be hard to get you in at this price point once we sell out. We only have there's already hundreds of people that already paid to be in the Read Accelerator. Sessions begin immediately. Now, I want to show you guys Lynn. And then after Lynn, I'm going to show you the app. Anybody want to see what the app? I'm going to show you what the Read Accelerator looks like. Lynn, right? Lynn is in her 70s. And I think this is important because so many of you think you are behind. Lynn has taken almost every program inside of our app. Lynn is a member. She's a graduate of the Read Accelerator. She took our spring Read Accelerator. And so she said, thank you for the knowledge I gained from the Read Accelerator. I've been able to make a significant jump on catching up with acquiring passive income for retirement. Rob has both the expert knowledge and unique teaching ability to break down information so you can easily apply it to your investment strategy goals. She had no prior knowledge of how REITs work. She now owns GNL, O, DLR, SPG, and VICI. All of these we talked about today, except for one of them. My most important skill was to learn how to research REITs, as well as stocks before I invest. Every session that Rob or Ashley, Rob and I are doing our Battle of the REITs. So if you want to come to the Battle of the REITs, you want to make sure you come to this session. It is this week, and only the people in the Read Accelerator who get in will have access. She said every session that Rob or Ashley has been instrumental in helping me hone in my investment skills. I'm a novice investor, but hooked for life with the Empify team to do it right. This is Lynn Gordon, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want to show you this so you know that this is actually real. I want to actually show you what she said about the Read Accelerator.
If a community of everyone, it doesn't just have to be a certain type of community, but all of us as people. We're not, to me, anything more than just human beings. And I so love being in this group. I feel a part of a family and a community for once in my life of like-minded people. And like-minded people have power and can do a lot, not just with money, but because of the love and the sentiment that we can be together. And as far as I'm concerned, you will all be my family until I take my last breath. And I can't thank you enough, Rob, for all your teaching. And I'm going to stay in this community for the rest of my days and invest in whatever is the next best thing to do. And I thank you all very, very much, because this has been the most pleasurable thing I have done, regardless of my career and everything else. So thank you.
This was at our Read Accelerator graduation. This was actually the first graduation that I cried. And I usually don't cry. Our members cry, our graduates always cry. But this was the first graduation that I cried. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the power of being able to shift how you think, shift how you handle your money. Because this woman here, she didn't learn any of this stuff beforehand. She even had a financial advisor, and she ended up making more money than her financial advisor did for her because she now understood what to do. This is the power of getting an infrastructure. Now, I'm not saying that this is not going to require you to step outside your comfort zone. Some of you had to step outside your comfort zone to be here, to get in the Read Accelerator. But it's important, ladies and gentlemen, that you understand that I need you to show up for you now. I need you to stop giving your money to all of these companies without owning a piece of it, without getting the passive income. You deserve to no longer be frustrated with your money. You deserve an infrastructure. You deserve more income, but it's not going to come unless you choose you. I'm going to be here. Empify is going to be here. We literally have over 7,000 people in our app. And there are hundreds of people just this month alone who are inside the Read Accelerator. But I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to tell you now, we are going to get to work. So if you are willing to do the work, if you are willing to meet me halfway, it's okay if you want to move at your own pace, but you can't quit on me. I just need you to meet me halfway. I remember talking to my grandmother. My great grandmother used to clean homes in Texas. My great grandmother, she didn't get access to this kind of information. She didn't know what to do with her money. We now have the opportunity to do what our family, what our grandparents, what our parents were not blessed with doing. You now have the power to change the trajectory of your family because your family, your parents weren't able to sit in a class like this. Times are different. And we cannot depend on our job. We can't depend on the government to create the life that we deserve. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do this alone. This is the opportunity for you to step outside of what you know and choose who you want to become. Because you are not going, there is no other reinvesting program like the Read Accelerator. I promise you, you can look at it. Go look it up. There is no program that has been sponsored, that has been in alignment with the National Association of REITs other than Empify's Read Accelerator. So you can go YouTube it, but you won't have a step-by-step process that can get you there fast. You can go YouTube it, but you won't have access to Q&A sessions where someone who's been doing this for over 16 years can give you the inside information so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Not only me, you're going to get access to Rob Boyd, the best REIT educator in the world, who owns properties, who owns lands, who makes thousands of dollars just from his REIT investments. So yes, this is going to require you to make an investment. Yes, but this is going to be the best investment you have ever made this year in your life when it comes to changing your financial situation. And so I challenge you to show up for you. I challenge you to step outside your comfort zone. And I want to do another giveaway. And I never do this in this class. I want to do it. Should I do another giveaway? Who's still working on getting in the Read Accelerator? Should I do another giveaway? What do you guys think? Should I do another giveaway? Should I do another giveaway? What do you guys think? If everybody has what they need, we can go. But I'm looking at the chat. Should I do another giveaway? Who's still working on getting in? I want to pick one person who's trying to still get into the Read Accelerator, who says, look, I'm ready to build. Go to empify.link/READACC. I'm talking to the mother who's been doing everything she can to take care of her family. You've been trying, you've been working hard, and you know that there has to be something out there. Some of you have been praying for something like this. Some of you have been waiting for alignment. This is not here by accident. This is not here. Listen, I'm going to tell you now, the REITs in general, ladies and gentlemen, they are going to change the game because the dividends are increasing. The fact that Simon Property has gone over $200 a share and we have gone through a pandemic, which means people are still shopping at malls. Simon is still paying dividends and they've been increasing their dividends. This is the type of conversation we need to be around. You need to be around individuals like Lynn, individuals like Mandy, individuals like Stephanie, who said, I'm going to figure this out because I don't have a choice anymore. I want to pick one. I want to do one more giveaway. What do you guys think? Who's still trying to get in? I'm going to pick one person who gets in right now. One person who gets in right now. I want to give away $250. Now, if nobody gets in, then I'm not doing the giveaway. I want to do one more person who gets in the Read Accelerator right now. Right now. Go to empify.link/READACC. Get buy now, pay later. Select the payment plans if you need 6 months to do it. I want one person right now. One person right now who gets in the Read Accelerator. who gets in the Read Accelerator. I'm looking over here. We're going to pick one person who says, I'm no longer going to wait around. $250 to one person who gets in the Read Accelerator. And here's what I want to do. I'm going to give you 90 seconds to get in. So you better hurry up, especially if you want to do buy now, pay later. Go to empify.link/readacc. And don't forget, those of you who can't get in today, but you want us to hold your spot, please text 855-552-5411 right now. We are going to get back to it. As long as you text us, you are in the queue. We will hold your spot. We will make sure that that we don't sell out and you are included, and you can still get in at this price point. You can still get in at this price point because the price will go back to $2,000. Empify.link/readacc. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take 30 seconds and I'm going to show you guys. I want to show you guys the Read Accelerator, what it looks like when you get in. And then I'm going to hop off. I'm going to pick one person who's still trying to get in. Comment. Yep, that's a good point. 250 will multiply endlessly with Drip. Listen, who are you telling? Drip is the reason my portfolio crossed 5 figures. Drip is the reason that my dividend income crossed 5 figures because I'm reinvesting everything. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Go to empify.link/readacc. All right, here's what I want to do. I want to show you guys what the Read Accelerator looks like. Hold on. I want to show you guys. And we're going to pick one person and give away $250. Somebody that gets in, who's still working on it. One more giveaway. I love it. Let's do it. All right, let me share my screen. I'm going to show you guys the Read Accelerator. Let me share my screen. And then I'm hopping off. And if you are still trying to get in, please hurry up and get in. And also, please text our enrollment advisor team. All the bonuses you guys will get access to. Here's a snapshot of some of our graduates right there. Text the enrollment advisor team, 855-552-5411. And before I show you the app, let me walk through. I saw a question in the chat. Here is what you get. Hold on, let me go. These are just the bonuses. Here's what you get when you get inside the Read Accelerator. The first thing you are going to get is access to the program. So when you get in the Read Accelerator, you start immediately. And if I missed your question in the chat, please write your question in the chat. If I missed your question, please write your question in the chat. You also will get access to the brokerage account jumpstart. That is where we're going to help you get your account open so that you're able to buy REITs, you're able to collect income, and we're going to help you set up the drip feature so you can compound your income faster. We are going to walk you through. We're going to walk you through how to process a transaction, how to manage the whole account, every single feature you need. We're going to give you all of that. I'm talking about the next 48 hours. Let's make sure we get this done. That's the first thing I want you to do when you get in. Once you graduate, you have access to Reach Street. Reach Street is the advanced group that you're a part of. No additional cost. You only get invited once you graduate. Once you become a full-fledged REIT investor, you will get invited. Empify.link/REITACC. I see a couple of you trying to get in. Hurry up and get in. I see a couple of you trying to get in the Read Accelerator. I see you guys. We're doing one more giveaway. To make sure you're entered into the giveaway, you got to hurry up and get in. I see a couple of you trying to get in. I actually see it now. You're going to get the top 5 REITs that pay monthly. You're going to get over 20 different investment ideas. Actually, more than that, because you're also getting the live training so that you can see what I own, why I own. And not only do I tell you what I buy, I also tell you my strategy and how I think about my strategy, I show you the calculations that you need to understand and make sure you hit your passive income goal. You're going to get the top 25 REITs to consider for cash flow, the top 5 REITs that will pay you every single month. So all of that you will get access to once you're in. It is $14.97 for the entire year. And listen, everyone that's in the Read Accelerator, I don't care where they come from, make an investment to be in a Read Accelerator. Everyone. No one gets into this program for free. Nobody. But the price will go back to $2,000. Now I want to take a second and get in the chat. Make sure, are there any questions? We still got a few people here. All right, somebody says, I'm here trying. Come on, LeVon, let's do it. Empify.link/REITACC. Go ahead. I can't access the monthly payment options. I keep trying. Select the buy now, pay later option, or you can just do the payment plan. You can do the payment plan, but the buttons are on the screen. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna pick one person. And if you have any questions, please write it in the chat. If you have any questions, please write in the chat. Now, let me share my screen. I'm going to share my screen right now so you guys can see the Read Accelerator. Comment, share right now if you want me to show you the Read Accelerator, just so you guys can see that it's real. So here's the first thing. The moment you land inside the Read Accelerator, and let me put this back up on the screen so you guys can have it. Hold on. The moment you get inside the Read Accelerator, you're going to see the welcome screen. So it just breaks down everything, how to contact us, how to work through the program. Everything is there, right? Now, right here is the course. So when you go to the course, here's a Read Accelerator and what to expect. Here's a brokerage account jumpstart, 25-minute session. Let's get your account open. Which account is best for you? If you're international, there's resources here for you. We did a 36-minute walkthrough so you know how to use the account, how to process a transaction. Here, the bonus materials, there's orientation. Now, let's go down the first session. What is a REIT? We're breaking it down. We talked about it today, but we're going to dig a little deeper. All these people here, they already just completed the first session. Now, every session, every section and step, there is a challenge that you'll be able to knock out. There's also a participation guide. So I like to read, and I'm a visual person. So here's a participation guide where you are going to be able to download this guide and start taking the Read Accelerator, but you can use this guide to supplement your training. Okay. Now let's go down. See step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. By the time you get to the last step, here, some more bonus videos too. Mindset sessions, how life presents opportunity, create passive income. We got Reach Street sessions over here. There's a lot of stuff that you'll have access to, but you're just going to go through it step by step by step, and you'll have access to it, and you can come back to it. You can rewind. Right here is the feed. This is where we're talking. This is where we are talking. This is Heather, our community engagement manager. These are some of the events that you guys can see that are coming up. We got the Battle of the REITs that you guys will have access to. Also, to anybody, if you guys want to learn how to trade options, we have an app-wide bonus session, so you guys can come to that session too. It has nothing to do with REITs, but if you are around, you can come to the bonus session. There's orientation for you guys. We got there's a Battle of the REITs that's happening. Literally, I'm super excited about. Make sure you come to the Battle of the REITs. Over here, you'll see all the members that are inside of the Read Accelerator. So you can see who lives near you, all the new people. There's some accountants, there's an artist, there's business consultant, business strategist. These are all the people that you can see. You can connect with them. They're there. You'll see us talking on the timeline. Let's see what everybody's saying. We got a REIT shopping spree. We got the graduation. I would say all of you need to be at the June graduation. It'll be hard for you to come to the next graduation and be finished. But I want this person right here. She just bought AG&C on May 6th. She literally is going to get paid every month just because she made that investment. So yeah, so look, we got key terms. Who is Tanika? Look at all these REITs she's bought. So we're talking on the timeline all the time. I'm posting things. This is some graduates that we just saw. So we're always in the app talking to you guys. So there's going to be tips on the timeline, training. So you'll be coming to live sessions. You'll be working through it on your own. But if you need support, if you need guidance, feel free to reach out to us. We are always here to support you guys. All right. Are we ready to do the giveaway? Before I hop off of here, are we ready to do the giveaway? Comment ready in the chat. Hold on. Let me go back to the chat. All right, here we go. All right, we're doing one more giveaway. One person that got into the Read Accelerator is going to win $250 to fund their portfolio. All right, here we go. The winner is, hold on. Let me see. Miss Maddie Perkins. Is Maddie Perkins here? Do we see Maddie Perkins? Maddie, are you here? Maddie Perkins. Team, do we see Miss Maddie? You are our winner. Comment, I'm here, Miss Maddie, if you are here. And if there are any last minute questions before I hop off, I'm going to hop off and get in the Read Accelerator. Maddie Perkins. Do we see Miss Maddie Perkins? Hold on. Do we see Maddie Perkins? Wait, Maddie Perkins is actually over here on TikTok. Maddie, Maddie is, okay, listen, I see Maddie over here. Maddie is actually on TikTok. So Maddie, here's what I need you to do. I'm gonna put the Maddie, I need you to send us an email, info@empify.com. Maddie is actually live on TikTok. Oh, we can't see you. I'm over here. Okay, Maddie is watching from TikTok. I love it, Maddie. Maddie, do me a favor. Send us an email, info@empify.com, info@empify.com. So, and Maddie, let us know you're the winner. We're going to get you connected to our finance team. Can we all congratulate Maddie? Maddie is actually over here on TikTok. She's on my other screen over here. I love it. I love it. All right. Just a quick recap. When you get inside the Read Accelerator, ladies and gentlemen, you can start immediately. If you need us to hold your spot, that's completely fine. If you want to still lock in the rate now, because the price will go back to 2,000, it will. Once this cohort closes, 855-552-5411. Text us, please. Just tell us to hold your spot. We will get back to you. As long as you text us, we will respond. Text us, hold your spot. Tell us when you want us to hold your spot. Don't worry. You want to do the payment plan option, buy now, pay later, whatever it is, we will help you do that. Empify.link/readacc. 2 payments of $797. First one now, you can start immediately. The second one will be 2 weeks from now. Or you can do buy now, pay later. You can space out all of your payments. It's all available to you. Or you can pay the $14.97 in full up front for the entire year. It covers you the entire year. Once you finish, because it's only going to take 45 days to build your REIT portfolio. It does not take a year to buy REITs. We are not taking a year. However, you will get access to REIT Street, which is our exclusive private group where all the graduates do get to go. All right, guys, I am out of here. Congratulations to our winners. Congratulations to everyone that's in the Read Accelerator. If you need us, let us know. We are here. I am excited to build with you. I hope you learned something. But if you have a question, info@empify.com, and to get inside the Read Accelerator, empify.link/readacc. I see you guys later. Have a great day, guys.